we're going to be talking about the Padres offense and really just how to fix it. So, Isaac, I'll let you start, man. What do you think about the Padres offense right now? Is it fixable? And if it is, what can they do to get it working? Because it is not working. It's been very, very ugly lately. So what needs to be done to help this offense bounce back?
I mean, it's obviously it's very fixable. This offense it's a really good offense when they're on. I just think the issue, and I can already hear or read you guys aren't professionals. You guys don't know. But I mean, it's only we just have an opinion on it. I just don't think they're seeing enough pitches. I think they're being overly aggressive at the plate. And I know earlier in the year we are talking about how maybe they were being too conservative, like they were taking pitches down the middle. Well, now you see starting pitchers like Joey Lucchesi, I think Marcus Stroman too. They were like in the fifth or sixth inning with 70, 80, maybe sometimes even 60 pitches, averaging 12, 13, 14 pitches an inning. So the Padres just, in my opinion, aren't really getting deep enough into counts to be able to see their pitch and, be able to drive their pitch. Obviously, there's a lot of lack of power right now, and I think that you can attribute that or like associate that with not being able to see your pitch. We saw Manning yesterday ground out into a double play on a high inside running fastball that he just couldn't connect with, and I think that's kind of the theme throughout the whole lineup. They're just not getting the pitches to connect with, and I think if you go deeper into the count, foul off a couple balls, get yourself into a good position in the count, you're going to see a lot more of those fastballs that you're going to be able to drive. But other than that, I think they're doing a decent to good job getting runners on. They're just not hitting for power right now. And I think last year that was a big thing. We talked about it on the podcast last year. They were very reliant on home runs, which at the time was okay, but they needed to have games where they need to manufacture runs when they aren't hitting the long ball. And I think that's very evident this year. The Padres are, I want to say 20th in home runs, with around 28% of them being Fernando. And, I think the long ball needs to come back. They need to start hitting for more power. And I definitely think they need to see their pitch more in order to be able to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's starting to get ridiculous. Like, oh wow, we get runners on. Okay. Oh wait, double play. Never mind. Inning over. It's just we're seeing from the guys that should be producing like double plays, strikeouts. They're not getting on. They're not walking. They're swinging at bad pitches. I mean, if we look at yesterday, I'm not going to say he's been the most productive bat or the most productive player at all. He's been probably the worst player on the team and probably deserves to go down to the minors. Jorge Mateo got to 3-0 and then struck out on a ball like 6 inches off the plate outside. He swung at it. We can't have those at bats. When we have those players doing that, it kind of just shows they're not seeing the ball right. And even then, there was a couple of times, I think during the Stroman game and the other times yesterday, they were just swinging at balls like completely off the plate. They're chasing away and they're chasing all these balls that are off the plate or chasing off speed. Earlier in the season, you couldn't say that. Normally, they'd be like, okay, wow, they took that walk. That was a good pitch for the pitcher. But, our batters are better than that. We're not seeing that. They're not seeing the baseball all that well right now. You can see that for all the times they chase either like a high fastball or just something off the plate. It's getting out of hand. They do need to probably take a step back and be a little more conservative and start watching the ball, probably go into the glove a little more. Like, hey, track the baseball with your eyes and not just try to swing out of your shoes for a home run. That's probably just all I got to say on it.
Yeah, I think a lot of the swings and misses have come on pitches that are low in the zone. And even for guys like Fernando too, I don't know if you guys saw, they put up for basically like Fernando's like how he hits off speed pitches, and his like the low part of the zone was really bad. And I think a lot of that is because he chases a lot of pitches that are low, and not trying to come at Fernando here. I mean, he's been amazing this season, but you look at how this team has approached so many breaking balls that are falling beneath the strike zone, they swing and miss. And a guy like Machado, who absolutely like demolishes off speed pitches. I feel like that's what, when I think of Machado, I think of, oh yeah, hanging curveball, he's hitting out 450. He's been fooled a lot in stuff that's really low in the zone. And I will say, I think a lot of the hitting struggles, I 100% believe this. I think a lot of it has to do with the sticky stuff with the pitchers. You saw Fernando's quote the other day of, "Oh, I've seen pitches I've never seen." The reason that they are struggling is because they're swinging and missing and getting fooled low in the zone. It's mostly off-speed stuff. Oh, and also the other thing that irritates us, and that we've talked about this before, is when you're sitting up there and it's 1-0 or 2-0 or 2-1, and then the fastball goes right down the middle and they don't swing. That's the other thing that's really frustrating. But besides that, because I think more than anything, that's just them trying to be patient when I think they should be a little bit more aggressive. But the part where they've been struggling is striking out stuff low in the zone. Pitches that are bouncing. We've talked about it before. Hosmer, if you throw Hosmer a low curveball, he's swinging and missing 95% of the time on that one. Like that's something that he really struggles with. And then you start adding all of these increased spin rates and these pitches that are just disgustingly nice. I mean, a lot of the pitchers it's just been nasty this year. And you've seen a lot of the players talk about it. Maybe that'll be changed, but I think that that's a huge factor. And I think it's affecting a lot of other players. You look around the league, there's a lot of star players that aren't doing good. Lindor, for example, he's struggling a lot. Mookie isn't Mookie hitting like 230 right now? Like there's a lot of guys around the league that are struggling. And a guy like Fernando's hitting, he's a fastball hitter, I would say, first. And you see what he takes, like a lot of the pitches that he's getting are high velocity pitches that he just barrels and he's going to demolish. But a guy like Machado's trying to capitalize on off-speed pitches that are mistakes. Well, if you're throwing the ball and you're spinning the hell out of the ball every single time you throw an off-speed pitch, and it's damn near impossible to hit, it's going to be a lot harder to be successful in the league. So I think that's a huge factor. But I will say this: if we want the hitting to start getting better, people need to start having approaches at the plate like Tommy Pham has. And we've been really, really critical of Tommy Pham, but his approach at the plate is phenomenal. And I know there's some accounts on Twitter where Tommy Pham will walk, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's that guaranteed Pham walk every game." But Isaac, you said over a 500 on base percentage last week, so he's getting on. Last game on Sunday, he got on 4 to 5 times up at the plate. He got on. He's getting on at such a high rate, and also he had a home run. Like he's been fantastic, but just his approach. When you look at his approach compared to even Machado's approach at the plate has not been very good this year. And I think that's something that he'll definitely improve on as the season goes on. But a lot of these guys, like you said, Mateo's approach at the plate has been awful. But I think you need like Pham's leading by example at the top of that order of, hey, let's see these pitches, let's do this. And we were talking about trading Pham earlier. I still think there's a chance that they do trade Pham. I don't think that they should consider doing it for at least a couple more weeks because he is the hottest player on the team on a very, very struggling offense that it's been the worst offense in June so far. So you don't want to mess that up. I think you actually got to hold on to Pham for now and kind of wait on that front. But I think eventually you're going to see them add a impactful bat somewhere in the lineup. Having Trent Grisham back, of course, is going to be really, really huge. Same with Austin Nola. There's Victor Clucchettini there, but he's hitting 213 now. Like his numbers are coming back down to earth, and I don't think there's anything to be concerned about. Like he's a pretty consistent hitter over his career, but having Austin Nola back, potentially hitting 300 from the catcher position, is also a massive boost. So you start getting the consistency in the lineup, that's going to help a lot. But the approach has to get a lot better, and hopefully the sticky substance stuff goes, because I think that's something that is really, really affecting the Padres team, just because they're built on that. We're going to wait and we're going to capitalize on off-speed mistakes. A lot of the hitters are. So I just think that's something that it's going to get better if that changes. But even if you just change the approach, I think that you see a lot of offensive strides made. But anything else you guys want to add?
Yeah, you brought up that whole sticky stuff with the pitchers, and if you look at numbers across the league, numbers are down pretty, like, I wouldn't say significantly, but they're definitely down a good number across the league. And you could kind of say like, oh no, it's just hitters complaining. Like I know a lot of people think hitters complain a lot, but come on, like I don't think anybody wants it to be a pitcher's game. So it's been a pitcher's game for a really long time. They're already throwing 95 plus. DeGrom's throwing 110 straight, 10 straight 100-mile-per-hour pitches. I'm not saying he's cheating. He's not cheating. That dude is just, if anything, he's cheating because that dude's just a different breed. But there's like Trevor Bauer's spin rate has increased significantly. Garrett Cole's spin rate has increased significantly. There's a lot of guys across the league who have just, maybe weren't amazing pitchers, and then suddenly they come out of nowhere and they have one of the highest spin rates in baseball. And that's not discrediting them. Maybe they are very good pitchers. You saw Garrett Cole stare down Josh Donaldson because Josh Donaldson accused him of it. But that whole sticky stuff, I definitely think it's real. Like, numbers are down across the league, like I said. But I just don't think pitchers need any more of an advantage than throwing 60 feet 6 inches, throwing 95 plus with some of the best stuff in the world, like some of the best off-speed pitchers in the world. They're already the best pitchers in the world, the most talented players. Hitters have to already hit 95 plus every day. So that whole sticky stuff is definitely real. But other than that, you read my mind. While you were talking, I was literally thinking about what I was going to say next. And I was thinking these dudes need to take an example from Tommy Pham, because 419 on base percentage the last 30 games, just an amazing approach at the plate. But other than that, hopefully these guys just find their rhythm soon.
I just got one more thing. Going along with the sticky stuff, MLB changed to the baseball so that they had less pop, and we're also seeing that league wide. Adding that to the sticky stuff situation, you guys just put the hitters in a big hole, and we see it this season. Manfred has made a terrible decision with this. They need to change the baseballs back to how they were, and maybe we'll start to see the offense come back. But if they don't do that soon, we can probably expect to see, like, this whole season, that the long ball is not going to be as consistent or as big of a player as it was, in previous seasons, because the pop is just not there off the ball. And along with the pitchers being, using the sticky stuff, and it's been reported all across, like, the league, like, even players are like, we've known about it. It's just kind of like MLB's little dirty secret just coming to light more. And especially now, just, the strikeout rates are out, the home runs are down, averages are down. So yeah, that it could definitely be a contributor to that.